What is good? What's going on, everyone? It's your guy, Pat Bernard, aka the Gobbler, aka Pat from Ambler. And all I gotta say is the mighty Morphin Ranger Suarez. My man was on fire on the mound tonight. On fire. Ranger danger. Ranger danger. How do you want it for Suarez? My man is good. He's good. 9 Ks on the night. 9 Ks. Unreal. What a night. I thought for sure we were going to have revisit history, but we're going to get into that and much more, much more. But right now, let me get into one of the quick sponsors here with Edge Affiliate Sports. And guys, I don't know if you know, but tomorrow is the big one. It's the big day. Come on out to the Fightins Final, live and in color. That's right. Starting at 2:30. All your information's right there at the Street Light Kitchen and Bar. Drexel, PA 19026. Fernet Boulevard, 5400 Fernet Boulevard. Come on down. Win a pair of tickets. That's right. Win a pair of Philly tickets. Come on down. Tomorrow. Meet some of the hosts. Big Al's going to be in the house. Sal. It's gonna be a lot of fun tomorrow. Mike Laro will be in the house. So guys, come check out all the action tomorrow. And of course, if you can't make it down, you know, you can always watch it right here live on Edge of Philly Sports' YouTube, all social media platforms. Guys, it's going to be a good time. Come on out if you can. Listen, let's get right back into it. Let's get in back what I have here on my notes. Um, I'm gonna go start with the pitching. With the pitching. Shoot, hold on. Yeah, sorry about that. Um, my notes. The Phillies pitching was sensational. Ranger Suarez, 9 Ks. He was solid. Solid. He was going against Trevor Rogers and two different worlds. Two different worlds. Ranger Suarez just getting his pitches, working the corners. Again, the cutter, the fastball, the sinker. Everything was working for Suarez. And Suarez was getting some nice calls. Some stuff that was outside the strike zone he was getting. Really, really solid. Really, really solid tonight. I mean, just sensational. And for the other, for Trevor Rogers, not so much. I mean, he had trouble getting, with his commanding pitches. Like his slider was horrible. He had no command. And no command. And you saw Nick Castellanos when he got things started, boy, with the aggressive home run right there in the second. That was like the block party. That was a hit party for this Phillies team because that bottom lineup came electric and started producing and started making some big hits. Huge night though. I want to stick to the pitching because the pitching was everything tonight. Ranger Suarez was everything tonight, everything that you asked for. He was solid. Cutters, I mean, everything. And again, I mentioned this time in and time again. He'll throw something on the outside. Looks like he's having troubles with his command. They'll work it right back in. He'll start pitching around that strike zone, have you fish. He works the edges. Makes it, as you saw tonight, the umpires on TV, yeah, things were just underneath the strike zone. But he was getting some calls. He was getting some calls. The pitching duel was just too much. It really wasn't a pitching duel tonight. It really wasn't. I mean, again, you had Ranger Suarez give you 7 solid innings, 9 Ks, and and Trevor Rogers, he had enough. He had enough. The Phillies lineup was just getting to him. Was just getting to him. It got to the point for Trevor Rogers where he got to the dugout and start throwing things, start flipping out in the Kool Aid jug. It was getting really bad in there. It was getting really bad. I mean, and Ranger, man, I gotta give Mike Lauer this. Ranger Suarez already looks to be the all star of this team. Already looks to be an all star. You have to tip your cap to that kid. He is battling on that hill. Battling. He looks like he wants to go. He wants to go all 9 innings if he can. I mean, you had a little bit of Greg Soto. Greg Soto gave up the double to Josh Bell. Josh Bell would take advantage of it, and that was the only answer. And it was pretty much garbage time. That was the only answer that the Marlins had. And a lot of people are going to say again, well, the Marlins are a bottom feeder team, so what? Yeah, but you got to remember, in Phillies history, what's one of the teams that always, no matter what the standings look like, who's the one team that always causes the Phillies the fits? It's the Fish. Phillies had an answer. Phillies took, handled business tonight down there in Miami. But I want to get in some of these comments tonight before I go any further. Star Wars, what's up, my man? Ranger, it was 7-0, 7-0. Yeah, he is. He's phenomenal. I'm going to talk about Rojas. Yeah, and Jameson, I always mention about this. He says JT and Cassie stepping up while Bowman cools off. Exactly what a good roster does to pick itself up. I gotta be honest. Cassie had that. I'm going to talk about this. Cassie had that nice little home run in the beginning, but he needs to relax up the plate. He's so aggressive going at the first pitches. Relax, get your pitches. He's a little worrisome, but he'll be all right. Jameson checking in. Rangers just unreal. Yeah, he is. Totally unreal. Jameson again checking in goes, love to see how all the platooners come in and produce. Pache had a great game outside that drop, and also Sosa was good to besides him missing the tag. Yeah, Sosa. Listen, and I mentioned this before. I'm a guy who ripped my hair out every time I even heard that name, Sosa. Not Sosa, Soda. Sosa, yeah, Sosa was pretty decent. But I'm just talking about Greg Soda in general. I would tear my hair out. But those are like the only two names that would really cause me gray hairs. But Pache came through. Rojas is swinging the bat better, and that's the one thing we all seen as Philadelphians is if Rojas gets a bat, look out. This dude's gonna be dangerous, dangerous. Just a dominant performance by Elephant in the Room. Elephant in the Room, yes, definitely was. Rojas had himself a night too. Yeah, and we're gonna get into talking about Rojas. We're gonna get into talking about a little bit about Rojas here. I mean, like I said, I could talk to you all night about Rainer Suarez and how he's turned his career. This is his year. He's having a solid year right now. He's looked really really good. He looks solid at the plate. I mean, just absolutely during this game, Rainer Suarez was in control. in control. Then I go to now I'm going to go to the offensive side of the plate, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about a little bit about Rojas. Let's go right there. Let's get into the man who deserves all the credit. 3 hits on the night, 5 appearances at the plate, 2 RBIs. He had the double. He had the home run. That home run that spoke volumes there late in the 7th. I mean, how good, how great, how sweet was that home run? How sweet was Johan Rojas's home run? You could just see it, just an elephant that was lifted off his back. It spoke volumes. Like he was solid tonight. He absolutely was solid. He was your between him and I'll tell you what, between him and Remuto had a really solid night too, but he was productive as well. But I'm like I said, just everyone's excited about Rojas because we see the potential. We know he can play the field. We know he's got speed. We know he's got length. We understood that the bats were going to come around for him, and they are. He's looked really good at the mound. He's looked really good at the plate. Brad checking in, just checking, and also again Ranger Danger Suarez is one of the best left-handed pitchers. Where your thoughts on the Phillies lineup and how they did tonight on your thoughts? My thoughts, Brad, it was simple, and I mentioned about Ranger Danger, how good he's been, and now I'm talking about Rojas and Rojas, how he turned it around tonight. And like I said, I mentioned at the top of the hour, we understand about this is just a bad Marlins team. Hell, like I said, the Marlins team that was always causing this team to fits. And listen, when you looked at Rogers, again, what was he doing tonight? He was trying to work this lineup. To your question there, Brad, he was trying to work them. He was trying to come up with these sliders, trying to throw them out the straight. He was trying to get these guys fishing tonight. And this Phillies lineup said no to it. The Phillies lineup said no. You're not going to get us fishing. We're better than that. And anything came across the middle. And matter of fact, thanks, Dominic. Anything that came across the middle, they were popping. Matter of fact, that's where Nick Castellanos got his hit. You know, Trevor Rogers tried that slider that was on the outside, low outside, and he took that for a ride deep to right there in the 2nd inning. And then Pache came across, and Rojas had a double, and so forth, and JT, so forth. This team knows how to hit. Exactly. Bryce Harper with a huge hit that drove in JT Remuto. Like I said, there was times throughout the game, like early, like I want to say about the 3rd inning, where JT Remuto took an ugly swing, but it was successful. Same. I mean, look at that Rojas home run. That slider was inside, and he took that for a ride deep to left. Jameis Soto looked decent, but we still need an arm by the deadline. I don't know about that. I mean, listen, some guys are cooking at different years, and he's cooking right now. Listen, this is a better year from Soto. I get it. You're concerned because we're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. We're waiting for the other shoe to drop, but it's not, and he looks solid. Hell, all that missed review in the 9th. Anderson clearly was stepped off the base in the 2nd, and after reviewing, yeah, they got the wrong call. That concerns me if we're going to close games in the playoffs. So let's take a break there, Jameson. We'll wait till the playoffs come around. I understand what you're saying, but listen, if we're going to nitpick about little details like that, I'm not worried. Not worried at all. Brad asking any updates on Turner. When will he be back from the IL? I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't got anything yet. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't heard anything yet. CTH checking in. Cassie's in mid-season form. Yes. Uh, Ty Green checking into the show. Rangers on another level this year. Absolutely. CTH also said Phillies should trade for. Okay, I'm not going to entertain that. Uh, and everyone again, Brad coming. Brad says finally Rojas is hitting the ball this year. Yeah, and we were all waiting for it. When he was going to start hitting the ball. And he looks good too. Steve. Last Phillies 7-0 sub ERA leading the league. And that's what I'm talking about, Steve. And whip. Dombrowski seems to have prioritized starting pitching in impact bats over the revealers, even on teams that they rarely had decent rotation lineups. Yeah, reveal, and I think so too, Jameson. This is um, a Phillies team that's a well-oiled machine. They're scoring guys in scoring position, like you said. You mentioned about the prioritize the starting pitching. The starting pitching has been phenomenal. The relievers, that's what I was trying to get out my mouth. Sounds like I was choking on some soap. Relievers have been decent. The stars are going deep. And again, this game in particular, look at Ranger Suarez. He's been going deep. He went deep tonight. Angry Anthony, I'm done with you. But yeah, like I said, let me get back. I'm sorry, I kind of got off track here a little bit. Like I said, the starting pitching was good. Again, I mentioned about Ranger Suarez. You only got to see. There wasn't much of the Phillies bullpen you got to see tonight. You got to see Ranger Suarez up to seventh innings. You got to see Gregory Soto came in at the eighth, and then at ninth you had Alvarado who would close things out for you, and Alvarado did a heck of a job. How about Alvarado, who's been coming as a closer, closing things up with that nice cutter, down low cutter, doing a heck of a job. And then of course the fish. They would bring in Declare Cronin, Declan Cronin came in with 2 Ks tonight. Again, trying to, if you saw him pitching tonight, he had his head on a swivel. He was looking back, making sure no one was trying to steal. Again, it kind of looked concerned on the mound, if anything. Showing a lot of concern on the mound tonight. Again, the Marlins pretty much went through all their. I was ready to, I was waiting for their phone call to come through. I mean, they pretty much went through their whole bullpen to try and get some guys out. Again, they had a total of 8 Ks as combined, where Ranger Suarez took care of everything on his own with 9 Ks. So Ranger Suarez outdueled their whole the whole bullpen tonight. Absolutely sensational. Absolutely sensational from this Philly. I mean, Ranger Suarez was just on. I can't fathom myself. I thought we were going to get the perfect game. I thought we were going to get another perfect game right there in Miami. He was solid. He was really really solid tonight. I mean, just I thought we were going to get another perfect game. I thought he was going to take care of some business. Um, let me get back in here. Oh, great. Let me get some of these. And you guys are doing a great job. Bring me the comments. I love hearing it from you guys. Anyone dreaming of acquiring Manson Miller or Ryan Hazley probably shouldn't get their hopes up. Ty Green said Rojas is tired of people telling him not that he's not good enough. I don't think about that. I think it was just a little wet behind the ears. Answer never been done. Bryce Harper needs to get back, needs to get more home runs. Yeah, but Brad, if he's giving you small ball production, if he's he's doing great with the double work. He's hitting doubles. I mean, I hear you. You're looking for that power bat, and we all rely on Schwarber to do that. But again, Schwarber is striking out like crazy. Angry Anthony, definitely. Angry Anthony, I think you need to go hop on your computer, do something, and take a look at the standings and realize your Mets are starting to fade out, my man. At some point, we know June's around the corner, and you know what happens with your team. They plummet. But listen, solid work from the Phillies tonight. And I can't fat them enough from their offense, from defense, scoring with guys in scoring position tonight. They're solid. They're a solid team, and playing like they are the best team in baseball. And you can see why. You can see why they're the best team in baseball. It's games like this. And I forgot who brought it up about Dombrowski. I mean, he did. He made a oiled machine out of this Phillies team. A well-oiled machine. Like I said, the Marlins were trying everyone. Eli Vambos. They tried a bunch of these guys to come in to do some cleanup duty, and no one had an answer for this Phillies lineup. None of them. They strike when there's 2 strikes out. That's how it really, to be fair, that's what Kyle Schwarber did. 2 strikes, you're thinking, okay, he's going to be an all-mac out. And no, he got on base. He got on base. Good question right here. Do you think the Philadelphia Phillies will trade Sir Anthony by the trade deadline? That's remains to be seen. I think they. That's a good question there, Brad, because I would like to see him go. I'm just curious to know what they would get in return. Steve checking his Trey has a 6-week injury, tendon, not just his muscle, right? So again, this Phillies team doing excellent work, excellent job today. Across the board, they thumped this Fish team. They thumped the Marlins. They thumped them. Little G Griffith. I'm not a big fan of the Phillies. I'm gonna be an uncle. Phenomenal there, buddy. Yes. The Phillies are the best team. The Phillies are the best team this year. You suck. You don't say anything. Yes. Way to go, Angry Anthony. Here we go. My man, Ryan. What's up, buddy? He goes, Patty. I know the Phillies crushed the Marlins. The Phillies are on the roll. So why are you complaining, right? But I want to know, do you agree with Rob always starting at 2-4 subs at the time? Like he does. I would prefer one at a time. He starts too many subs at this. Listen, eventually that's going to catch up. Ryan, I appreciate you checking in the show. No. I like the 2 subs. That's fine. 2 to 4 subs. Okay, relax there, Ryan. It's not going to catch up. This team is a well-oiled machine. Relax. I like this question right here. Knicks or the Phils? What was more unexpected? I still say the Knicks. I mean, the Knicks were an up-and-coming team. Everyone saw it, but they just did their thing. And here comes the wet blanket, Dave Arnold checking in the show. It's the Marlins. They are way better than this series. Unreal. Yes. So again, guys, I'm going to quickly go around the scoreboard with you guys. I'm going to go around the bases. So give me a minute, and I'll be right with you. All right, guys, this is called Around the Bases. We are going to go around the league and break down the scoreboard. So let's go around the league a little bit. Um, where am I going to start? I'm going to start right there with all the games that we took care of today. I'm going to take a look at the Phillies. What in the world? Sorry about that, everyone. I got the wrong date up here. Unfortunately, yeah. So let's take a look around the league a little bit. Let's go right to the Phils. The Phillies won today 8-2 over the Marlins. The White Sox actually won. They won 6-3 over the Guardians. The Nationals win 5-1 over the Red Sox. The Twins win over the Blue Jays 3-2. The Orioles win 4-2 at home against the Diamondbacks. The Yankees win 2-0 over the Tampa Bay Rays. The Cubbies win 7-2 over the Pirates. The Astros win 5-2 over the Tigers. Just getting started. Bottom of the first. The Reds are up 1-0 over the Giants. Bottom of the third, 0-0 between the A's and Seattle. The Padres are up 1-0 at the end of the third. Top of the fourth, right there. And Anaheim is 0-0 between the Angels and the Royals. The champions. The Rangers are up 2-1 over the Rockies at bottom of the seventh. Top of the eighth, you have the Brewers winning 11-1. The Braves are beating the Mets 4-1 right now. Bottom of the ninth, and that's all we have as far as the scoreboard, and so forth. So, like I said, though, this Phillies team is rocking and rolling. And by the way, real fast before I go any further, that Around the Bases was brought to you by Philly Sports Trips. Guys, if you're looking to go book a trip, there's no better place to look at Philly Sports Trips and look at all some of the great trips they have going on right here, especially the Father's Day weekend. They are going down to Baltimore, Camden Yards. So go on the Philly Sports Trips. Tell them Edge of Philly Sports sent you. Again, June 15th. And, of course, you want to go out to follow, 4th of July weekend. Look at there. July 3rd to July 7th, Chicago. The Phillies are heading out to Chicago for, to Wrigley Field. Of course, you guys can hop on there and check that out. And, of course, guys, if you're looking to book any kind of, for any kind of, event, sporting event, concerts, theaters, there's no better place to go. SharedTicketTown.com. Use that promo code EOP10. Get 10% off. Great prices, no hidden fees. SharedTicketTown.com. Family operated and owned since 1946. And you can hear my little guy in the background. He's really happy. And, of course, you have Dolan Wiffle Ball Mania. John Kruk, Mickey Morandini's going to be in the house a couple weeks from now. Saturday, May 25th. You're not going to miss it. 24 East Sellers Avenue, Ridley Park. Guys, that's going to be a dandy of a day. Go check that out. And, of course, guys, David R. Cherry, Esquire, Working Compensation, Medical Vehicle Accidents, Personal Injury, Criminal Law. Hit up my man, David R. Cherry, Esquire, at 610-565-0300. Guys, there's a lot that's going on. Of course, guys, let's get in some more comments before I go any further. Cousin Steve says the Real Phillies test is coming in July and August. Starts looking at, yeah, I know, listen, I get it. And a lot of people are just waiting for the other shoe to fall. And you should. Listen, but you should be excited too. This is a decent team. This is a real decent team. And just listen, take one game at a time. So, but anyway, guys, listen, I'm going to get to my Broad Street bottom line before I get out of here. So let's get into my Broad Street bottom line. All right, the Broad Street Bottom line was brought to you by, like I said, all those great sponsors here with Edge of Philly Sports. And guys, my Broad Street bottom line is Ranger Suarez. Ranger Suarez again proving himself to be one of the top pitchers in this league. Red hot right now. Proving he's going to be an all star, represent Philadelphia. Again, just unreal right now. The way he's just every pitch matters. Working the zones, working the strike zone. Look like he's trying to get everyone fishing. Just beautiful work. I enjoy watching him pitch. I enjoy and I love everything he does. He's doing a heck of a job tonight. He's done a heck of a job. He's the way he's working the strike zone, throwing some stuff outside the strike zone and getting guys fishing. Ha 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 ha. Yes, here's the mayor of Kennett Square, and of course the mayor of Philly Sports Talk. Monday through Fridays, you can catch Phil Stifle right here on Edge of Philly Sports. Does a heck of a job. Highly entertaining, highly good, really great sports host. I'm locked into him. For a whole hour, I get screamed at by my boss. I don't care. Does a hell of a job. Uh, and I like this one right here by Elephant in the Room. Ranger just dots everything, and he does. He does. His pitch command is just phenomenal. My other key moment of this game is the offense and just the way they got into the mind of Trevor Rogers. Just really got into his mind because he was throwing everything. His slider, I mean, like I said, he didn't have great location, especially with his slider, but he was trying to get the Phillies fishing and weren't biting. Anything that came near that strike zone, though, the Phillies made him pay the piper. And he heads in the dugout and starts throwing things and starts flipping over the Gatorade container, starts screaming, talking to himself, throwing his hat, having a bad day in the dugout. I mean, that to me was a sign that the Phillies did their job. They got in his mind 1 through 9. It's crazy what this Phillies team can do to a pitcher. And just look like they're about to strike you out. No, because there's 2 strikes and look like you're about to get someone out. No, not happening. So again, this Phillies lineup is showing you how good they really are, and this is why they're one of the best in baseball. And of course, my most important stat of the night is Rojas. Rojas' bat starting to come around big time, and that home run in the 7th, insider slider, and he sends it deep to the left. Spoke volumes to that Phillies dugout. You seen all the guys in there. You saw Brandon Marsh give him a big hug. I mean, they rally around him because they see he's a five-tool player. And once he starts getting his bats, sky's the limit for that kid. Sky's the limit. He could be a real dangerous piece. And I'm thank God he's in the Phillies uniform. Elephant Room says the Phillies lineup is rough. If you're a starter, you're probably going to throw 20 pitches or in an inning. Yeah, and that's what Elephant Room. That's a good observation because they make you throw. They work you. This Phillies lineup works you, and then after that, your arm gets tired, and by then, and it's like you have to pick your poison. If who's going to thump you? Do you want Schwarber? Do you want Remuto? Do you want Harper? Do you want Rojas? Do you want Castellanos? Who do you want to thump you? And of course, you're thinking, okay, well, listen, I'm going to get one of their bench guys. I'm going to get a Cody Coenz. I'm going to get a Pache. I'm going to get a Sosa. Wrong, because they start thumping tonight. So let's go over some of the box scores, though, before I log out of here as far as the Phillies box score is concerned. And I'll go over the Marlins as well for you as well. So the box score, though, I mean, I praised and talked about how good they are, but just to give you a heads up of what happened tonight. Schwarber 5 for 2. He had 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and 2 Ks. Clement came in for him for the one at bat. JT Realmuto 3 for 6, 2 Ks. He actually definitely had a solid little night tonight. Some ugly swings he took, but it turned to be positive. Harper was 2 for 4. Bowman was 1 for 5. Castellanos was 1 for 5. Um, Mayfield had no hits. He was 0 for 3, but he had 2 runs. He had a couple nice little walks. Sosa was 1 for 3. Pache was 2 for 5. Rojas was 3 for 5. Again, this team has 7 RBIs, 5 walks tonight by your Fighting Phils. Here goes Myers. I'm looking at the Phillies, the Marlins lineup, and I'm not to go through them all. But guess what? This kid Myers, who was their leadoff hitter, Rojas got to him. Rojas had him looking silly at the plate. Had 2 Ks on him. 2 Ks on him. Rojas knew what he was doing with him. I mean, De La Cruz had a double that kicked things off from the Marlins. Looked like they were going to make this a competitive game, and it wasn't. This is all the Fighting Phils. So, guys, listen, let me roll out of here, guys. I want to say thank you so much for tuning in with me. Tomorrow, like I said, Streetlight Bar and Grill tomorrow, right down there in Drexel Hill, right there at the Holiday Inn. You're not going to miss it. Right here, I'll throw one more time up for you guys. Here it is. This is the information. Guys, come down and check it out. Meet some of your favorite hosts. Streetlight Bar and Grill Kitchen. You're going to meet Al. You're going to be hanging out with Mike Lauro. You're going to hang out with Sal, the newest member of the team. Guys, there's all the information for you. Come check it out. Again, this is tomorrow starting at 2:30. They're going to get things rocking and rolling for you. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be down Subaru Park covering the Philadelphia Union. That's where I'll be. And again, matter of fact, once I get out of here, guys, any pro wrestling fan out there, make sure you go through the Edge of Philly Sports channel, check out Steel Steps, listen to my guys over there, Hakeem, Joey Woods, Chris Wilson. Guys, they do a phenomenal job talking pro wrestling and everything pro wrestling. So, guys, I just want to say thank you for tuning in with me, and it's been a great night. Everyone, stay safe.